Joining me on the line, he is from Cinemablend.com. He watches movies and cries macho. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com. Hey, buddy, how was that? That kind of just came out of nowhere.
Cry Macho and let's flip the dogs of Eastwood.
Mike, how you doing this week? We've got some movies to talk about. We've got a lot of movie news. Let's dive into the movies. Cry Macho, Clint Eastwood's big movie coming out this weekend. What are we thinking about it?
Honestly, I can't review the movie in good conscience because I started it up, and even as like some sort of background while I was working, like sometimes I'll have a movie on and I'll watch it while I'm working because it depending on how well it grabbed me.
Yeah.
I'll either say, okay, I have to save this for later, or it was okay. I turned it off because I could not get into it, not even out of the first act. And I'm just sitting there. It's like, I feel this going nowhere fast.
Well, let me ask you this. Clint Eastwood in general, people seem to be very warm or cold to his stuff. Where are you at?
I'm mixed because
Okay.
I do enjoy the man's talents when they're really sort of hitting on all cylinders. Like, I think we talked off air about things like in Gran Torino.
Yeah.
And even with something like Sully, where I felt like it was sort of, it really did stretch for the sake of stretching. I felt Tom Hanks' performance was great, and some of the reenactments of the crash were intriguing to watch.
Yeah.
But I could not get into Cry Macho. And this is a movie that features Dwight Yoakam in like the first 5 minutes, and it's him and Eastwood sort of having a sass off, and it was kind of nice, but then it's like,
Okay.
I just couldn't get into it. I may try again, and if I do, I'll report back. But maybe his diehard fans will really enjoy this one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think. Like, there's a lot of his stuff. Like, I'm not crazy about everything he does. Like, one movie that I absolutely love that he did was Space Cowboys. I don't know why I love that movie, but I think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
$1 Million Baby, I didn't care about at all. Gran Torino, I really liked. I'm kind of just going down through some of his stuff. American.
I like $1 Million Baby, but I don't think it should have won Best Picture that year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that was the same year as The Aviator, and The Aviator should have gotten that.
Yes, The Aviator is a really good, long but a really good movie.
Amazing.
American Sniper was good. The Baby still sticks out to me in that one.
I was not a fan of American Sniper.
Okay,
not at all.
So, all right. So, Cry Macho, you can't really say because you couldn't finish it. Moving down the line, we haven't seen a lot this week.
Cry Macho.
Yeah. Some of the other movies coming out this weekend, it's just kind of a weird week for movies, it seems like, with how things are coming out. Let's go to Cop Shop real quick, because this looks intriguing.
I need to see it. And I need to see it for several reasons. First of all, anyone that decides to put Frank Grillo and Gerard Butler in a movie together and has them facing off and like trading lines, I'm there for it.
Okay.
Second, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I thought to myself, oh, this is like another Smokin' Aces. And sure enough, Joe Carnahan, the man who directed and crafted Smokin' Aces, made this movie. So that's another reason that I need to see it. Also, I don't know if you would know this man if you saw him, but there's an actor by the name of Toby Huss. If you watched The Adventures of Pete and Pete back in the day, he was Artie, the strongest man in the world. He's been in Seinfeld. You remember him? Do you remember him?
I remember the strongest Artie. Yes, I do. I remember him.
Okay. But he's also been a whole bunch of other things. Like he's in Down Periscope, Jerry Maguire. He was on, I think he was on King of the Hill. He has a wide variety of roles, and the man's just talented. He plays a nutso hitman in this, and when you watch the trailer, you'll see just how insane he looks. That's another. It looks like another nutty, violent thrill ride, and I need to see it at once.
Oh, that's awesome. When did Smokin' Aces come out?
2006, I want to say.
2006.
Yep.
Was it 2006?
Oh yeah.
Why is it showing it up on Gerard Butler's?
It's 2007. Well, first of all, Gerard Butler's not in Smokin' Aces.
Oh.
But also, I forgot, it was 07 because they released it like the beginning of 07, and it looks like the first screening was at the end of 06.
Who was the guy in Smokin' Aces?
Which one? There's tons of them.
From the movie, from
Ben
this.
Affleck, Ryan Reynolds, Andy Garcia, Chris Pine, Jeremy Piven, Ray Liotta.
From Cop Shop.
Oh, I don't think anyone from think the guy who the connection is Joe Carnahan.
Oh, it's just the
directed.
director.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, the reason I was looking it up is because I thought the poster for Cop Shop, if I was trying to remember, because it kind of vaguely looked like Smoking. It reminded me of Smoking Aces. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's the same kind of principle. Mm-hmm. I just got the actors mixed up. Okay, so Cop Shop looks intriguing. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com on the line with me right now. We're talking about movies. The one I want to see, and I have no idea where to see it, but Prisoners of Ghostland. We don't know anything about it other than Nicolas Cage is the main character.
Yeah. Well, and also it is a neo-noir Western action film, which revolves around a notorious criminal named Hero, who is sent to rescue the governor's adopted daughter, who's disappeared into a dark region called Ghostland.
Nicolas Cage is like Samuel L. Jackson. They always make the joke about Samuel L. Jackson that he'll do any movie. But they're usually like big time movies. Nicolas Cage is the guy that'll do any movie, and it doesn't matter what size of film it is. Hey, we got we're starting out a brand new channel. We've got about $30 to our name. You want to be a part of a movie to get this thing launched? Yeah, let's do it, man.
I think that would be an excellent idea indeed. Let's ride. Yes, because you're thinking the same exact thing I was thinking of.
What's the car one? Gone in 60 Seconds. My favorite Nick Cage movie is still Face Off by a long ways.
I can't complain because Face Off is just, I remember I read the novelization for that as a kid.
Yeah.
And then was so excited, so hyped to go see it. And then my dad and I snuck in after we saw Men in Black. It was at a local movie theater where it was really damn easy to sneak into another showing afterwards.
That's awesome.
Like one of the ways out of the theater was past 3 of the theaters, and they were all like in these little alcoves that like you could just walk in, and we walked in a Face Off right after.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, and then of course, I just want to mention before we get into news, I saw Amazon Prime's Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which is a good musical. It's about a young boy at 16 who decides he wants to become a drag queen and sort of his life's journey to get to that goal. It's a good musical, and I say one of the highlights is Max Harwood, the young man who's playing Jamie, but also Richard E. Grant playing a drag queen and not playing it as a joke, but just playing this wonderful, confident character. I love Richard E. Grant. And I love watching him do stuff like this.
That was quite the segue from Prisoners of Ghostland to that movie.
It's a weird weekend, man. If you want to jump from Cop Shop to that, to Prisoners of Ghostland, to another movie where Melissa McCarthy is...
Yes. Tell me the plot line of the Melissa McCarthy movie, because I started laughing like crazy at it earlier.
Well, that was my log line. I'm going to pull up the original. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the official, and then I'm going to retell my...
Okay. Just do it.
My job. Okay.
Just do it.
So the starling is a married couple suffers a hardship, leading Jack. I guess that's her. Oh no, I guess she didn't lose her husband, but a married couple basically suffers a hardship, and Melissa McCarthy is part of that married couple, and a starling is nested in her backyard that begins to harass and attack her as she becomes comedically obsessed with killing it. I thought it was a movie about a woman who lost her husband and had a feud with a bird. Apparently it's half right, and I haven't seen it. It's supposed to be on Netflix the 24th. It's in limited theatrical right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, we will apparently get a chance to talk about the starling yet.
Well, she probably falls through something, right?
I don't know. I don't want to presume.
Huh. By the way, I just was looking her up on, because I was going to look for something else, but apparently she has a cameo in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I had no idea.
Oh yeah, that was apparently that was a secret that was not, someone got like set photos, and they found out that her and her husband got the cameos they wanted in Love and Thunder, because at one point they were like joking about wanting to be in a Marvel movie and having a pitch.
She's supposed to be Hela, apparently.
Yeah, the fake Hela. Like it's another one of those plays that, like the play that Loki put on.
Yeah. That's awesome. The reason I was looking her up was my wife's watching that What's the series with her and Nicole Kidman?
Nine Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, that's weird, man. The little bits I've gathered from it, that's a weird show.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything that's going on in it. Just the little parts I come across, I'm like, okay, this is strange. So, all right, cool segue. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line talking about movies. Let's move over to the world of movie news. We'll get the super sad story out of the way. The world sadly lost Norm Macdonald this week after a 10-year private battle with cancer. It was another one of those Chadwick Boseman style stories where he didn't tell anybody. Next thing you know, he's gone.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's kind of rough just for the sheer fact that when everybody has their SNL memories when they grow up, it's like the show is such an institutional hallmark of American culture and to a certain point worldwide culture, that everybody has the cast that they grew up with and they have the Weekend Update anchor of choice. And for me, Norm Macdonald was my Weekend Update anchor of choice, even though I had no problem with Colin Quinn. He made me laugh quite a bit. And, even back in the day, Dennis Miller was, still a good choice. But Norm Macdonald just had this way of either going for the throat or shuffling along the room to a punchline. And in both ways, he was a master.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that's been circulating, a lot of the OJ clips have been running around the internet. An infamous clip where he was on Conan making fun of a Carrot Top movie, both of which I highly recommend looking those up. And then there's like this moth joke that just, he takes forever to tell it and throws in all of this like extraneous detail, and just the whole time watching Conan react to this I think it was on Conan. Just watching him react to this was just, it was a brilliant testament to what he could do. And I am just heartbroken that he is no longer here and that he had to go through that.
The Turd Ferguson stuff to me is...
Yeah. Oh, Celebrity Jeopardy was his Burt Reynolds / Turd Ferguson was always just, it was right up there with Daryl Hamm and Sean Connery.
Oh God! Like just when he would just show up with his own little thing, and it looked like the inside of the Bandit car,
or like the huge sombrero, changing his name. I think that was the Turd Ferguson incident too.
Yeah. So no, Norm Macdonald, and he was in a lot of stuff you forget about, in like
Dirty Work.
Yeah,
Dirty Work.
Somebody today brought up something about Dirty Work, and I haven't seen Dirty Work in probably 15 years.
It's on HBO Max now, if I've heard correctly.
All right, we'll have to give it a watch. So Norm Macdonald sadly passes away at the age of 61. We wish him the best in the great beyond. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com. Yes, he was. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line. Other movies or other kind of news from this. Real quick, it's not a huge story. It's just something going around on TikTok. Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds are doing a song, which I need to put that up on the website.
Yeah, it's Micah's Grace Kelly from if I want to say that song is at least a decade, if not old. It is 12 years old. And there has been this trend where people will do...
It's a duet.
The chorus of the song. Well, no, the original trend was people will do the chorus of the song, but in various vocal ranges. Like they'll start low and then go up high.
Yeah.
But, it looks like it's even older than that. It's like 2007 this came out. But anyway, Ryan Reynolds starts off the trend. It starts off doing it the normal way. And then Will Ferrell comes in at one point and just makes it even funnier. They're working on an Apple TV original movie that's like a Christmas Carol riff. And that's what this is coming out of. Ryan Reynolds is just amazing with social media.
Yeah, he is. He's probably one of the best out there.
And I think that just ties into how good he is with marketing, too, because he has his own company, Maximum Effort. And that just, the work that he does with both of those, with that, is just amazing with how he promotes anything, like a movie or his own brand. Like, he's just really smart with business. And it's kind of unfair because on top of that, he's handsome and really funny.
There's a trend going around on TikTok of why every man on the planet would give up whoever they're with for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some people that are universally attractive that no matter who you are, you would probably take them out for polite conversation. Ryan Reynolds is definitely one of those guys. I think Joe Manganiello is another one, too.
We used to talk about Derek Jeter like that.
I am not surprised.
The fact that Derek Jeter had like the gift bags for women he brought home.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever hear about that?
No.
He had like a gift basket that they went home with. And I'm like, do you understand the level of cool you have to be? Because if random dude does that, has one night stand and gives somebody a gift basket, they're a huge a-hole. Do you understand the level you have to get to be able to? And I think, if I remember the story right, there was like an autographed baseball in it too. It's like, do you understand the level of cool that Derek Jeter is to be able to do this?
Well, there's that. And then there's also, some might look like a creep if they do it. Like, I want you to be safe. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So anyways, I've got this up on the website now. If people want to go see it, they can. It's very, very cool, funny stuff. And it's very enjoyable. So
absolutely recommended.
Oh, it's so good. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line to talk about movies. As we wrap up today, there was a story that came out earlier today. Peter Dante, a lot of Adam Sandler stuff. Apparently he got in trouble with the police.
Yeah, apparently construction noise from a neighbor's house ticked him off, and he went over and allegedly threatened to kill his neighbor and his family. And that led to the police being called. They arrested him. He made bail and was released. But yeah, that's the long and the short of that story. And it's a hell of a week for character actors, because not too long ago we also heard about Eddie Deason from Grease apparently causing a ruckus at a restaurant and then being kicked out. And then when the officers were there to arrest him, he was like throwing plates and bowls and food at them. I want everyone to pay attention to that story, because Eugene, the nerd from Greece, apparently, well, and that's just on top of stories that were coming out early in the year where he's apparently creeping on a waitress, and she kind of went to social media to tell that story, and he in turn was like, "Oh, her friends are cyberbullying me," and there's like all this alleged stuff. The world is wild, man.
The world is wild, but you know what? Going back to the Peter story. I can't blame him. I've yelled at my neighbor a few times.
Yeah, but I wouldn't threaten to kill a neighbor. I mean, it's one thing to threaten to kill your neighbor. It's another to say, dude, I am so sick and tired of that noise. Can you stop it, please, or get it to stop?
I have one neighbor that lives directly across or right beside me that I've never had a good interaction with the kid. Not once. Have I ever had a good, like the first time I ever met him, it's because he was running a circular saw on his front deck at about 9:30 at night.
What?
And I went out and I'm like, are you guys about done? He's also the kid that decided to tear down the fence in between our yard and put up a new one. And where it was one of those like neighborhood fences where it kind of like they all kind of combined and, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The one corner where my fence would attach, he just left it hanging. And it's just, I went up to him later on and I'm like, hey, do you have any of the pieces left so I could fix the corner of my my fence? Oh yeah, I'll get them to you. That's the last time I've ever talked to him, and that was over a year ago. So not only are you an a-hole, you're a liar too. I didn't mean to air out all that, but we're here. We're just here, and that's what's going on.
It took a turn.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. You've heard it here.
Oh God, it's like okay. We're just gonna wrap it up. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.
That's all right.
Mike Reyes, I'm going to go to prison if I say anything more. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line to talk about movies and stuff. Mike, you have yourself a good weekend, okay?
You too.